What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fishing with some Senkos. Today you're going to see the rest of the pond fishing video that I did with Senkos. I'm going to talk a little bit about Senko color here in just a second and how to fish Senkos so that you can hopefully have everything that you need to be successful while pond fishing with Senkos. Alright, so let's first talk about color. In my experience fishing ponds, the more natural the color you use, the better it typically is. Unless it's just a completely muddy, dirty pond and you need dark colors. Usually a natural color or something with a white on it works just fine. So two of the colors that I suggest, does not have to be a Yamato Senko. This is just the brand I prefer, but you can start with a green pumpkin, 5-inch, or a watermelon red flake. And again, it doesn't have to be Gary Yamato Senko. I understand those are expensive, so you can use Yum Dingers, you can use the sticks from Bass Pro Shop. There's plenty of other baits out there that will get the job done. I just find that the Senko is the most reliable and most effective. Next thing I'm going to talk about is how to fish and your cadence for fishing the Senko. The way that I fish it doesn't mean it's the only way to fish it, but the way that I fish it is if pretend that you have your reel in your hand. You want to go 1, 2, reel up the slack. 1, 2, reel up the slack. 1, 2, reel up the slack. Get in a rhythm like that. That is pretty much the cadence I will use whenever I'm fishing Senkos. If that cadence is not working, sometimes I might switch it up and do 1, 2, reel up the slack. 1, 2, reel up the slack. Or if the fish are a little bit more active and the 2 is not working, I might try 3. I might go 1, 2, 3, reel up the slack. 1, 2, 3, reel up the slack. Those are the only ones I use when it comes to fishing. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second on the fishing pole, but that's the cadence I use, that's the colors I use. I would say that has worked effectively for me in all of my times bass fishing. And I can tell you the 1, 2 is the #1 go-to cadence that I go to, and that's what I was using at the pond and catching all the fish on. Now, I've talked about before how to rig these in another video, but I'll go ahead and show you 2 effective ways that I find work at the pond. Okay, I use a 3/0 Gamakatsu EWG hook. Okay, so the first way, and the way that I've always normally rigged the Senko up until recently, was the weightless Texas rig, right? So, just like that. I throw it in the water, 1, 2, reel up the slack. 1, 2, reel up the slack. Okay? And just keep that in your head, you know, even if you got to count to get it down. So that's the first way to do it. The second way that I do it, and sometimes I do a variation of this, if you don't have a wacky rig hook or like an octopus hook or something that you can stick through the middle, this is wacky rig. Sometimes I will throw it like this. For this one, it's the same thing. You throw it in, 1, 2, reel up the slack. 1, 2, reel up the slack. Okay? You don't want to get any bites, they're going to be on the drop of this bait. If you don't get any, reel it in, keep trying. Sometimes if I don't have this hook, or if I'm just too lazy to change out the hook, I will use a weighted jig head. It doesn't matter what the jig head looks like or the color, I will use it, and I will just, same thing, wacky rig it through the middle. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll throw it, it lets it sink a little bit faster. 1, 2, reel up the slack. 1, 2, reel up the slack. You guys catching on that? Alright. The only other way that I will fish that, well, actually those are the only ways that I'll fish it. There's other ways you can do it. The only other way that I do it, I guess you could say, is a Ned rig. I might bite this in half and throw it on a Ned rig. So that's the way I do it. Now you have the colors, the way to fish it. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. I'm not going to have any underwater footage or water footage, but I'm going to show you real quick in my garage what it looks like to how you move the pole and reel it, and then pay attention to the video so you guys can see how I am fishing, and you can see the rod tip and see how I work the bait in order to catch those fish. Okay, so my bait's in the water. You see here, I'm going to go 1, 2, reel, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way back. One more time. So So I reel up the slack, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so don't get hung up so much on what type of line you can use. You can use monofilament, you can use fluorocarbon, you can use braid. Any of those will work. Just make sure you use that cadence. I use a 6.3 to 1 gear ratio. I use anything in the 6 range when I'm fishing that. So it doesn't matter if it's a bait caster or a spinning reel. Same cadence, same thing. So good luck to you. Hope you guys catch a lot of bass, and we'll get into the fishing. Here we go. Oh, there's a fish. I don't know how big he is. Is he still on there? Yep. Oh, this is probably a pretty big fish. Yep. Told you. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, this is a bad idea. Let's see if we can get, oh, without falling in and losing our pole. Okay, fish on. Come on. Oh. About took a swim on that one. Okay. This is not how I expected that to go. Actually, it's exactly how I expected it to go. Okay. Let's grab the string, not high. Stick it. Okay. No 4-pounder, no 3-pounder, but definitely a fish. So my exact words were, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I catch a big one right there, and I caught a pretty decent one. This is probably about a 2.5 pound bass, maybe 2. All right. Sometimes being extreme pays off, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. No blood, nothing, got it out. Fish is gonna be fine. So make sure you just cut the line. Turn the hook sideways, get it out, and then let the fish go on to live another day. Catch it when it gets 5, 6, 7 pounds. So good fish. Swimming right there, real cool. All right. Oh, you guys missed that. I was running the Senko across the top and the fish come up and grabbed it. I wish I would have brought a frog. Top water would have been great right now. Oh man, I can't believe I didn't have my phone or my camera going. Get this guy out, not a bad bass. Back in this nest, nasty mess. I think I lost my Senko too. There's one. Oh, goodness. Oh, I think I lost him. That was a good one too. There's one. Okay, not a bad one, not bad at all. Barely had him hooked. But got him in.
Good fish. Good fish. There's one. Stay down. That last run out of you. Okay. Not a bad one. Nice hook set through the top of the mouth. Whew, good day. Good fish. Okay. There's one. Oh, you just threw my Senko too. Stinking. Well, that's a good one to end it on, I guess. It's like he swiped at it. All right, nice little dink to end it on, I guess. I'm out of those colors.